steady, go. What song is that? My Superhero?
What?
Ready, steady, go. Thinking about.
I don't know what that is.
No?
Sorry.
Never got into the what's it called? The ska shit?
No, my girlfriend was playing a few things, but I never got into it.
I want to say me and her spoke of it before.
Probably.
Yeah. How close are we in age?
Pretty close. How old are you again?
33? 33 and 3/4.
Ooh. She's older.
What you got in your mouth?
Hmm?
What you got in your mouth, boy? Spit it out.
Popcorn.
Spit it out. Put it in my hand. That's gross. No, I was like, what's he talking about? He's hiding the chew from me. That cud. Back on the cud, boy. All right, welcome
back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. It is our New Year.
The year,
not the listeners' New Year.
2017. Trump's America.
Mm-hmm. And not affected by him one bit. But he hasn't officially taken office, right?
No, he's not yet.
Yes, I just heard today.
As of this recording, he is not yet.
That he has a magical briefcase just ready for like a final signature, full of shit.
Oh.
From my conspiracy buddy.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good fella.
Ooh, God bless me.
God bless you. God can bless you now, thanks to Trump America.
Oh yeah, Trump's America.
Obama's America, just a figment of your image.
Yeah, someone bless me. How was your holidays?
Holidays was good. It just held up at work. You know?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Didn't feel very festive.
It didn't. This year was not very festive. Like last year was really nice because of the situation. And this year, just not having those situations just really brought it down. So it was kind of cool that I was working. Yeah. Because I wasn't dwelling on it.
Yeah, Mike from Jersey Shore definitely adds to...
He
definitely adds to like a nice festive cheer.
He's got a nice crunch to him.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. No, I kept getting people, like, on the 25th, people kept walking up to... I'm just going to say Christmas. I don't mean anything by it, but it's just how I say it. But on Christmas, people kept coming up to me and be like, thank you for working. Kind of like, thank you for your service kind of thing. But really? Hand on my shoulder. Hey, thank you so much for working. I was like,
well, it's because of the environment you're in.
Maybe you can tip better then.
Dang.
I got a few good and a few bad tips, but...
Do you have a lot of business?
Christmas Eve more than Christmas Day, but yeah, I thought we got more than we thought. Because I added up all the sales and it was about maybe 3/4 of what we do on a regular Sunday. So
that's not bad.
Yeah,
that's not a huge loss.
It's not a huge loss. Worth staying open.
Yes.
And I was in from like 7:30 to like 3 or 4. I forget.
It seems like Christmas only. Hold on. Okay. It seems like Christmas only really matters until about 1 o'clock, about noon, maybe.
Well, for me, it only mattered till about noon, and then there's a gap, and then it matters again at like 6 o'clock, maybe 5.
Because of the eatery.
Yeah, between the lunch and napping hours, as I used to do back in because I used to stay up all night, wait for Santa, and then be jacked in the morning, be like, oh, I got the new blah 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 blah, yeah, and then by about 11 o'clock, I crash and I'm asleep until 2ish maybe.
Dang.
I'm all groggy and I wake up and I gotta go to my aunt's.
We used to do midnight Christmas.
That's a very Mexican thing, isn't it?
Got me. I don't have a world of official Mexican friends.
Well, according to some Mexican friends I have, that's a very Mexican thing to stay open and then...
It's probably because their parents work early in the morning.
Whoa. Okay.
I mean, well, that would be the situation.
Well, if they worked early in the morning, why would they wake? Oh well.
Well, because you're not gonna if you go in at I had to be there at 5:36.
Yikes! But
so I'm not gonna wake the kids up at 4.
The roads were just empty. I bet.
Oh, empty as shit. But that's it. I'm not gonna wake them up. That means I have to get up at 3:30.
Yeah.
Wake the kids up, have them awake enough to enjoy their gifts.
Yeah.
and then go to work, and now the kids are just up.
No. Okay.
And then there's trash everywhere. So you do it at midnight. You get the kids all hype.
You get about 2 hours of sleep.
You got to sneak in a nap. I mean, it's like a sacrifice day. You sacrifice some hours. Maybe you sleep in a little longer in the morning. Take shifts. Pretend to go out to each parent gets to pretend to go out to the store.
Yeah.
For 4 hours, take a nap is what you're really doing, because gifts already got.
You've thought about this?
It's just coming. It's just
yeah.
I'm shooting sparks right now. Shooting flames. Waka flocka.
How was your New Year's? Did you do anything?
Worked until 9:00. Came
home.
And
then when I texted you, you were already drinking at 9:05.
Yeah, but you got to remember, if I have a sip, like, I'm not driving.
Oh, I know.
So I was still like.
I wasn't expecting you to drive out to me either, though. I was gonna.
No, you were gonna do the
I was gonna call you an Uber, or you were gonna call yourself an Uber and meet me out there.
My issue with that, especially on the New Year's.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
It has nothing to do with not wanting to deal with the Ubers, but because it was already 9.
Yeah.
By the time, like, even if I were to have driven out there, I would stay, like, theoretically, I would stay for maybe an hour and then come back, and then I'd probably be a little more awake. Because I like to sit around before I go to bed.
Oh, because you had to be up in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just sat here, drank
you
some of that Mickey's.
Ooh, yeah. I
love the Mickey's. And Mickey's and Jameson, not too much. And then plays a little Final Fantasy, a little 15.
You didn't miss much.
Fuck no.
It was just the three of us. Me, Con Air, and my girlfriend, and we went to a bar that's near us. And it was a real sports bar. It was dead.
They had Buck Hunter there? Like, everything's wood, right?
No, there is a lot of wood there, yeah, but it's
Christie's.
Huh?
I'm thinking of Christie's. Christie's is also. Is
Christie's
that Christie's MVP?
Christie's MVP.
Yeah.
Shout out to Christie's MVP on Midway.
Christie's MVP. Go ahead, shoot us some sponsor money. We'll plug it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I wouldn't say it's all wood, but yeah, there's a lot of wood there. But this is how I would describe it to any, like, if you're driving along the highway and you pull over to get some food and there's a bar there, that's exactly what this bar looks like. It's unrealistically big. You don't notice how big it is from the outside.
No, it looks kind of shoddy from the outside too.
And I've never seen it busy. I've only ever been there 3 times, but 3 times during the prime days, like Saturday nights and Friday nights. But they closed at 11:30.
Did they?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you do then?
Yeah, we're just there, getting our drinks and just like last call, and we're like, it's 11:15. Like, and we're like, yeah, it's just not busy enough for us to stay open. I was like, you come, like,
stay till 12:30.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get the bar closed down and to where you need to be.
If anything, that put a bad mark. Like, I want to like that bar because it's the closest to us, even though it's about a 7 to 10 minute walk.
Well, the strip club's right across the street, so you're gonna get like that half-hour traffic.
I don't know.
Before anybody goes in.
Me, my girlfriend, and Con Air were contemplating on going to the strip club, but it was Con Air who said no.
Why? Because they don't have League of Legends? Their Wi-Fi.
No,
Wi-Fi.
He said it'd be really depressing for him to be in.
Well, then this is what you tell him. You tell him, like, a block over is the full nude, and in the same lot is a bar, because you can't drink in a full nude.
Oh, you do got to go to the.
So there's literally 5 feet away. You walk into another door.
Experience?
So yeah, I've been over there. I mean, this was way back. We did this when one of my buddies got married. We took him to Hustler or Pacer or whatever it was at the time, and then we went over to the other one, to the full nude, but they didn't serve things. So on the way in, we stopped at the bar and then went over.
No, we went to a new one called Bonsai, and it was cool. It was a cocktail kind of Hawaii bar.
We went to a strip club?
No, a new bar.
Oh, okay.
It's on Rosecrans there. It was nice. It was kind of cool because it wasn't that busy, but it's a smaller bar, so it looks kind of busier. And then the owner was there, and he kind of went around to everyone and thanked everyone for being here on New Year's Eve. We told them we live down the street and we've never been here, and this place is pretty cool. We might come back again.
Nice.
And I might give it a shout out. Bonsai on Midway.
Hit us
Order
up,
the
the Mars Pod at gmail.com if you're interested in sponsoring.
The Mars Pod.
Is it
Yes, the Mars Pod at Gmail. Yes, if you're interested in a sponsor shot.
In a sponsor shot.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did I write that down at? I want to make sure I'm like the Mars Pod at gmail.com. Yeah.
Yeah. We don't even know our own email.
Well, I mean, it's been a while since we've recorded.
Since we've gotten the email.
Yeah.
Because.
And it's like I was gonna check it the other day, but it was just like, what? We haven't even released anything yet.
So for us, the last thing we recorded was the intro. That was the intro episode we did.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going all Doctor Who River Song relationship. If for all my Doctor Who fans might understand what's going on, we're just going back and forth without knowing what's going on for you guys.
So angel statues.
Ooh, I actually watched that episode today with my girlfriend.
Fucking episode.
It was a good one.
Was it? Didn't you say that there was two of them? There's two different angel episodes.
There's a couple, because they're a recurring villain. Pretty sure there's
very uninteresting villain.
They're very creative. Thank you very much.
No, they're not. They're no AT-ATs.
Just don't blink. Try not blinking. Try. There, you just blinked. You blinked again.
Well, I used to practice.
You're dead. You're dead.
No. Because I just walk backwards.
Yeah, they're super fast.
No, they're not. They're no faster than a boo. I would be more afraid of a boo.
Who has knowledge over boos and the Weeping Angels? Between the two of us.
Probably
I do.
You.
You're just adding.
No, but
anyway, Rob, what are we doing this week?
You've built it up too much. These Weeping Angels.
They're super fast.
So built up in your head.
They're not.
You've spent too much time thinking about it. Now, if me and you were together and these Weeping Angels happened, I'd probably be the one to save your life because I'd be like, hey, don't trip.
You'd be dead.
I'd say, let's
You'd
go.
Die
if you'd be too worried trying to explain shit and stay awake the whole time, I would just be like,
it's not a sleeping thing. It's a blinking thing. They only move when you don't see them.
But now, how about this? How about if we stood back to back?
Mm-hmm.
We interlocked arms.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would lean forward and pick you up, and I would walk or run while you're looking at them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when your eyes get tired of being open, you're like, hey, I got to blink.
Mm-hmm.
I set you down. We rotate 180. You pick me up. I get my blinks in real quick, get my eyes nice and wet.
As he's doing now.
Yeah. And then you lean forward, and then you just go with me, and I just stare at it. They'd never get us. So you wouldn't have thought about that because you're too worried. I would have,
because they've done things like that in the Whoverse.
But look how quickly I came up with it. It took them a crew of 15 writers to do it.
I doubt it.
I could write for Doctor Who. I'd call it Doctor Huh? And it'd be a complete spin-off. They would never guess. I would go into a really large house that would just be a closet when you walked in.
Doctor Huh?
Doctor Huh? The place would be a mansion. 42-room mansion on the outside. Fucking janitor's closet on the inside.
It would be the opposite.
It'd be the complete opposite.
Anyway, Rob, what are we doing?
We are doing conspiracies of sorts. Theories.
Theories.
You're doing fan theories?
I have a fan theory.
Good, because I went with a fan theory because I struggled with finding something.
Fan theory Friday.
Fan theory Friday. Monday.
Hey, you just ruined the illusion.
There's no illusion.
We almost had it.
What I do, I don't like to lie to these folks. Okay? Now, if we had figured that out beforehand, then got on the microphone, then we could have held that illusion. The problem is I didn't know we were lying about that.
See, I'm too real. I play right away, you know?
You play right away, but I don't want you to be the liar. I don't want these people's hearts to be broke.
Oh.
Okay?
Oh, but then we can start a conspiracy that we do Fan Theory Fridays actually on a Monday. Have you heard the conspiracy?
We can do that.
Mars?
We can do Fan Theory Friday on Monday. But then every one of our fucking episodes would be
on a Monday.
Anyway,
Rob, what's your fan theory?
Okay. I'll go first.
Yeah, I've decided.
Okay. So I was looking around. I looked at all these like conspiracy theories because you didn't tell me what yours is. I still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, is he trying to get me back for the flat Earth? Like, am I trying to come up with some Illuminati shit?
That clap is it to show where I wanted to pause so you could physically see it. Even if you know what mine is and I know what, like if you're telling yours and I go, oh yeah, just don't know, just pretend to be oblivious.
Why are you going to relate yours to mine?
No, I mean like, oh, I've heard of that, and then you throw in information you have. I don't want to just like.
I don't have any information.
No, but like, let's say I say something, like I say mine. You're like, oh yeah, that, yeah, is that the one where blah? And I'm like, don't steal my spotlight. Like I've done
okay.
all this work and.
Okay.
Back
I'll
to
keep
you.
quiet.
3,
Do
2.
another clap. All right. What did I fucking leave off saying? Yeah. So I don't know what yours is,
I don't know what yours
but
is.
yeah. So I looked around. I thought you were gonna try to go all flat Earth on me,
Yeah.
like to try to get me back for the flat Earth thing. Like, oh, I know this.
I don't think I could. I think you did too much information on that.
So I was just gonna try to wing it. I was gonna try to do like a real broad umbrella of like this many things are theories.
Yeah.
But while doing that, I fell upon cartoon conspiracies.
A cartoon conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of them, like Dora the Explorer. Apparently, she's just really a Down syndrome child. And that's why she has an abnormally large head, why she talks louder than everybody else, and has like a little bracelet.
Wow. I hope we're not going down here.
You've got the Rugrats, which I really wanted to do the Rugrats, but because it's all like a figment of Angelica's imagination. But what's really sad about that is all the babies died at birth. So Chucky really died in the car with his mom.
So far, we have choices between a Down syndrome little girl, dead babies.
Multiple dead babies. So yeah, it was like everybody died. Tommy was a stillborn. Or no.
Oh.
Something about Tommy was a stillborn, and then Phil and Lil was an abortion.
Oh.
But in Angelica's mind, she couldn't make up. She had no clue what the baby was going to be, so she's like, twins, boy and a girl. I know what you are. So it's all fucked up, and then in All Grown Up, something about acid, and she died at 15, something. So a lot of them are really bad.
Yeah.
The Smurfs are supposed to be Nazis.
Oh.
Which, that was an interesting one, but I didn't want to go too far down the Nazi hole, because there's so much. And I don't like that they called them Nazis and then compared them to Klansmen. It just seems like I just don't see those two working together.
Got it.
Because I've heard that those two groups don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. So where I landed on, and this will all make sense, Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. What about the Powerpuff Girls?
Well, there's multiple theories on the Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. So wait. Let me just go with Powerpuff. There's 3 girls.
Mm-hmm.
What are their names?
Bubbles, Blossom, Buttercup.
And they were made by their dad?
Professor Utonium.
And he made them?
He made them, yeah, with sugar and spice and everything nice.
Got it.
And then accidentally, what was it? It was something X Chemical X.
Chemical X.
Fell into it, yes. But it's also revealed later on in the show that Mojo Jojo was made by Professor Utonium as well.
Oh.
So they're all related.
Oh.
Indeed.
Is that the season 1 finale kind of thing?
I don't know when they came in. No. I put it on today. I was watching it and then I fell ill and went inside, fell asleep.
Oh, you're the one who's watching the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would tie in.
We share a Hulu account, and I was wondering who was watching. Me and my girlfriend were like, who's watching Powerpuff Girls? Oh, I see.
Well, I talk about them often enough. You couldn't tell me who else would be watching it.
I don't know. There's a lot of people who have. I mean, only I use my Hulu account.
Well, yeah.
And then Rob on his completely separate one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is no illegal activity done here.
The marspod@gmail.hulu.
Hotmate.
Hotmate.
Anyway.
So I was looking, and it was real interesting, but there didn't seem to be a lot to it. But then there's a couple different, like there's the Brenda theory, the Imagine theory. There's some random theory where the guy just calls all of them whores, and Professor Plutonium's just like a rapist. But that seemed to be written out of anger, and
that seems fun too. So
yeah.
We got that. We got dead babies.
We got a lot. But I mean, when you go into it, like when you read up on them, they're very like there's a lot of like mental mind jazz.
Okay.
So
the idea, the anticipation's just it's killing me here. What theory did you go for?
Well, what I did is I just did a main on the two, the Brenda and the imagination theory.
Okay.
But I wrote a little bit down. And this is the Powerpuff Girls, the series from 98 to 2005, not this new reboot shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Funny thing about the reboot thing is Tara Strong, the voice of Bubbles, is also in the new one.
Oh.
But I believe she plays Blossom.
Got it. Who's Tara Strong again?
Tara Strong is the same person who she's in Teen Titan Go. She plays Raven.
Got it.
She plays Barbara Gordon in The Killing Joke.
Mm-hmm.
She does.
She's a pretty good voice actress.
She's all over the Batman animated stuff.
Okay.
My Little Pony, like all the heavy hitters, she's got a big role.
Oh, okay.
Very good voice actress.
So she's back in it.
They brought her in, changed her role, which was really weird.
Yeah. Someone new.
So they're also across all of them, across all the theories, they're saying that the mom's dead. That Mojo Jojo is the half brother. That dad is not really a scientist; he's a pharmacist.
Oh.
And he goes downstairs because he's a pharmacist and he's cutting pills and doing drugs downstairs.
Okay. That's
what they say. And so we'll go with the imagination theory, where what it is are you familiar with the show?
Slightly.
Okay. You've seen a couple episodes.
Yes, but when I was young.
Okay. There's a voiceover. Welcome to Townsville, or it's a lovely day in Townsville, whatever. It sounds like a dude.
Got it.
But they're saying that is the unnamed, unaccredited Brenda.
Oh.
No. Yeah, so we're going with the Brenda theory. My bad. So, my bad. Oh, I let off wrong. So they're saying that that's Brenda.
Okay.
And she's made up these three girls because she's had a very abusive and traumatic childhood.
Okay.
So, Buttercup is the hardcore, I can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles is like the carefree, loving personality.
Mm-hmm.
And Blossom is like the serious, I can get things done, I can stay focused and shit like this.
Okay.
Now, across all these theories, Mojo Jojo is the half-brother who severely traumatized and sexually assaulted them.
Oh.
Right, which is why they always want to get him. Which is why they really want to take him out. And why he's no longer with the family, because he's part of the family.
Yeah.
Professor made him.
Yeah.
Fake professor made him.
Of course.
And then kicked him out because of this shit. And then you have, so you have all the main enemies are mainly just bullies.
Okay.
And stuff. People like that big fuzzy lumpkins.
Okay.
He's just like a creepy neighbor who never did anything wrong to him, but he's just a shut the fuck up kind of, you're too fucking loud kind of shit. Him, across all theories, the enemy him, you know of it?
Mm-hmm.
The hermaphroditic whatever.
Yeah.
Always the gay uncle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not too far-fetched, but he's always referred to as him because the professor has an issue with homosexuality.
Because he's calling them.
So he's just like, watch out for him.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah.
Him's coming for dinner.
Yeah, don't talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that.
Hello.
And then, so she does, with all these things, the Brenda is tripping out. So she just fights all these thoughts when she thinks about her brother, like, oh, call the Powerpuff Girls. And that's where the mayor comes in. Because in order to get these things done and accomplished, she has to call the mayor. Or she has to use the mayor, which is a grandfather figure.
Okay.
To call the Powerpuff Girls to bring them in.
Okay. Because
she's not them. Those are her protectors.
Okay.
So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
What else? Yeah. And just a lot of these theories just based off of schizophrenia across all of them.
It's a pretty trippy show. I would.
It is very random. That's why I liked it.
Yeah.
Because it was so random. Like the way the enemies would fight and the way everybody would do shit. It was just.
Did ever do a movie?
Random. I think they did a Teen Titan Go crossover.
Ooh, Rob's Dream.
They did. What happened?
Rob's Dream.
Right. I saw it on the borrowing site. I just didn't download it. I didn't borrow it. What else was it? Oh, and then your I guess the imagination series theory is just the same.
It's all.
But you have
whose imagination is it?
It's like it's not a Brenda thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that's what it is. It's the three girls.
Okay.
the three girls' imagination. They're really just kindergarten kids,
Mm-hmm.
and all they're doing is playing.
Okay.
They're just playing, and the teacher's a real person, so she goes along with it. The grandfather just is like, oh, my little girls, they're playing, so I'll call them up. That's why the phone's all fake and shit. Like, I'll call them up, Powerpuff Girls, we need you. And they'll pretend to fly, but they're really just in school or whatever. Because I guess in cartoons you can call people's
Yeah.
in the classroom, kindergartners in the classroom.
Yeah.
And then they fake fight everything, and so I thought that.
So it's the girls' imagination then.
Yeah, it's the three girls' imagination. They don't have powers; they just pretend to have all these powers.
And everyone plays along.
Yes.
Kind of like that kid Batman thing. And the whole town played along.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
No, I'm sure he's a sick kid. That's why they did it. But he wanted to be Batman, and then a guy dressed up in a bat suit dressed him up in a bat suit, and they stopped a robbery or something. They made up a villain because I don't think they could use for copyright purposes, but they made up a villain. And they stopped him, and the whole town was involved in cheering and stuff. And then when he saved the day, the mayor gave him a key or something like that.
A key to a fake city?
No, it's a real city. I think it was.
Just fake.
I don't want to say it was Chicago, but I don't know why Chicago was in my head. But let's just say Chicago. Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, the city. Yeah, the mayor of Chicago.
Mayor of Chicago.
The great Chicagan mayor.
It wouldn't be Gotham.
Well, no, because there isn't a Gotham. This actually happened. They wouldn't just pretend that there's a Gotham all of a sudden.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, you have mentioned that they just made up some shit for this little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that. Chicago does sound familiar.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
Chicago.
keep going. Any more?
Let's see. I don't.
So the imagination theory, what's the other one?
The
Brenda theory.
Uh-huh. And then you have the Samurai Jack theory, which I don't really like because it seems like a throwaway.
Is Samurai... Wait. I think I heard this one.
I've never seen the show.
No, I've lost it. Sorry.
It's,
I've seen the show. Great
Maybe.
show, and it's coming back, if not back now.
They just tie it in because it's the same creator.
Uh-huh.
And you'll see they'll have like throwbacks to Powerpuff Girls.
Okay.
And then it's like, oh, it's a post-apocalyptic thing where Samurai Jack is a direct relative of the professor, and the bad guy sends him back in time, and that's why the Powerpuff Girls weren't there, and Townsville has gone to shit. Something like that, and I'm just like, it's fucking, I don't like it.
Was Samurai Jack sent from the... Was he sent...
He was sent the future.
He was sent from the future or to the future?
Sent from the future. And there's like a portal where the main bad guy sends monsters, and they're saying that's why the Powerpuff Girls fight monsters.
I thought he went to the future.
Maybe
sent
it's
from
the
the past, Samurai Jack. Yeah, there's a great episode of Samurai Jack where he fights like a ninja that's invisible in the dark. So if he steps into a shadow, you can't see him. Mm-hmm. So what Samurai Jack does, he like they're in a really dark room and he puts some lights in it, windows and stuff. Right. And then he says, I have learned the same technique but with the light. So it's a whole bunch of like streams of light with a dark background, and you can only see the other guy so you can only see the night guy when he's in the light, and you can only see Jack when he's in his, because he puts on all white, and you can only see him in the dark. Mm-hmm. And then it's a whole fight scene of just panning across. It's trippy.
Really?
It's trippy.
What is it, like some silly show?
No, it's a serious show.
Like Johnny Bravo serious?
No, I click up from Johnny Bravo. Take away the ladies' man, and then
it's like original Garfield, to where it was like...
No, it's not. There's no jokes put in it.
Really?
Like there is, but like...
I don't know, it never appealed to me. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. It's not so much like oh, you gotta help me with this. Fart. Like, you know, it's a bit more serious than that.
That's so stupid.
Unlike this podcast.
There's a good one.
Fart, yeah.
Fart, yes. And I think I think that's it for the Powerpuff Girls theories.
There's no more. Just those 4?
They're, like I told you,
3?
there's that random one where they get real adulty with it.
But he's just really... you just think that creator's just really pissed off?
I mean, no. Well, I mean, they've tweeted the creator. I can't remember his name, but I read up. They tweeted the creator, and the creator's like, nope, none of those. None of those mean anything to my world. But he did say, one of the things I read, the guy tweeted at him, and he was just like, hey, none of this is true, but you're a pretty good writer. Like, you've got some good theories. Because one of these was pages and pages long.
Oh.
And I didn't get half the information because I had touched on most of the theories, and that was the last thing I researched.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm not going to read this whole thing.
You're just not into it over... You just weren't that flattered into it?
No, it's because it took me so long to figure it out. Like, if I used the 2 weeks and I knew, like, I was going, but I settled on and went for it the night before last at like 2:00.
Oh.
So, like, I immediately fell asleep, tried to rehash it, getting sidetracked with the Final Fantasy, trying to watch the YouTube shit at the same time. Fair enough. Today, it's like, okay, I'm just going to read up on, or like last night and today during my breaks, and like right when I got home, I was reading up on it and going over it. And then I got to that big 48-page something or other, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm going to skim it because it's got things in bold.
Yeah. Always, with things like that, always read the conclusion and then the intro, and then you pretty much have it. You don't have to read the method or the hypothesis. You can just go right to the end.
I need the method.
If you're that interested, you can read the method. Mm-hmm. But in the conclusion, it should explain what the method discovered, and the method's just going into how it was. Right. So you don't care about that.
No, but it was interesting.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of videos, like YouTube videos that are the 20 craziest theories, and they went over a bunch of shit.
And are you now inspired to watch the remakes? Not the remakes, but the new season?
No, I've watched a couple episodes of the new season. I just
Does it hold up?
It's a little bit different. Visually, it's a world different, but I don't know. My Powerpuff Girls are the early ones.
My Powerpuff Girls, yeah.
Those are my PPGs. My PPGs are those. What was I gonna say? Oh, the name of that crossover is the Powerpuff Girls meet the Teen Titans Go, a totally organic crossover, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I just found that interesting. I was like, or PPG organically meets TTG. I don't know. So that's it. I fully recommend watching the Powerpuff Girls because it is a solid show, even though it's
the Ridge.
The O-Ridge, yes.
I would fully recommend watching Samurai Jack.
I got no input on that.
You have no input on Samurai Jack?
Nope. Because outside of this crap hole theory, I don't know anything about it.
Okay, fair enough.
So what do you got that you've been hiding from me that you're gonna blow my hair back with it?
No, I'm not gonna blow your hair back with anything. I just
Is it WWF 1984 All-Star cartoon? The Wrestling All-Stars?
Ooh, no.
I don't know why it would be that, but
I found mine when we said we were going to conspiracies or fan theories. I don't know. It took me. I just didn't want to do another movie one. I wanted to change it up. So
right.
I only found this about last week, but I thought it was interesting, and then all of a sudden it just got a whole lot bigger than I thought it would be. So, Rob.
Yes.
What does Walter White, Rachel Green, Fox Mulder, and let's say Jerry Seinfeld have in common?
I don't know because I've only watched one of those shows.
They all are in the same collective universe.
What are you talking about?
Now, have you ever heard of a show called Saint Elsewhere?
Yeah, it's Howie Mandel's show. Howie Mandel, we first got to start.
And it was Denzel in it?
Somebody famous was like that. Was like their
I
first
believe
show.
it was Denzel. I could be wrong, but that's not part of this anyway. So, the final episode of Saint Elsewhere, it was then shown that the entire 6 seasons were a figment of Tommy Westphal's imagination in an autistic child
autistic.
That's what I said.
You put some.
I might have stuttered on it.
Oh, okay. Autism.
Dick.
Autistic. No, I heard.
Autistic. That's what you are.
Mm.
So and
I'll take it.
so it was then implied that it all took place in his imagination, the whole show.
Right.
So now this is where it gets a little tricky, because then you have to jump with me here. So this is going by comic book rules of crossovers, that if in the Marvel universe, let's say Daredevil crosses into Spider-Man, which happens, like nowadays in comics happens left, right, and center. But back then it was like, and introducing Spider-Man, woo!
Right,
and like, in Spider-Man and Captain America meet up. So they would obviously be working in the same world together. Okay? So one of the doctors from St. Elsewhere did a cameo in Homicide, Life on the Streets. Okay?
And all these shows are many years apart.
Well, Homicide was made after St. Elsewhere, but it was the same creator. So then they just so one of the characters recreated her character, went back to her character,
right,
and did a cameo in Homicide.
So
and in Homicide there is a character, a detective called John Munch, who is, I forget the name of the actor, but after Homicide 6 seasons, I want to say 6, maybe less, after that was concluded, Law and Order SVU started, not the original Law and Order SVU, and they took the character of John Munch and brought him to SVU. Same character, same name. So now Law and Order is in the same universe as St. Elsewhere, if this character is going through all of it.
Wait. John Munch was in St. Elsewhere or in Homicide?
No, he was not in St. Elsewhere, but the cameo made from whatever I can pull up her name in a second, was from St. Elsewhere, and she did a cameo in Homicide,
right,
which John Munch was in Homicide. Character, not actor.
Was he in the same episode?
He was a cameo. He's a recurring character.
Okay.
So this recurring character met that recurring character, same world. Now this recurring character is in Law and Order. Now, this, if you look up this guy, you'd recognize him, John Munch. He's the most recognizable cop guy face. He's the guy with the glasses and the silver fox hair.
Carl Winslow is the most recognizable.
Sorry. But anyway, this guy has done so many cameos as himself, because he's been on, he was on the show for 15 seasons. So it spreads out. So because this guy was in so many cameos, that means every cameo he's been in, other shows are now a part of this collective universe.
I don't buy that, but I see what you're saying.
And so on and so on. So for example, John Munch, like right now we're just at him. So we'll go somewhere else after we get by him. He was in an episode of The X-Files. In a crossover, because we're going back to crossovers now. See, it's a nice little would be great.
I guess it seems like a lot of reaching.
Oh yeah, there's so much reaching, and I haven't gotten to the weird part yet. This is the part that makes sense. There's a whole other part. There's a just
because it's like if
hold on to your whatever
my blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because it's like so far it seems like you're saying that if I go to Denny's, and order some food,
okay,
then a week later I go to wherever, Wendy's, and order, I am now part of that universe, but I'm not, because I just stopped in to utilize their facilities. I'm not a part of their world, so it doesn't necessarily.
That's exactly what it means. Of course, you're in the same world if you're going to both these establishments.
No, because if I'm just stopping in, making a cameo, to accomplish something and then leave, like,
where are you going? You're going to another universe?
I'm going back to my world.
No, it's the set, but in the world of crossovers, this is what it means. It means that
I would think that there'd have to be more.
Can you wait? Hold on. And,
go ahead.
Did this is going a bit more into the background on how we make this on the screen? If I send you a link, can you pull something up?
Possibly.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a second. But that's exactly what a cameo is, and implies that they share a same world. Now,
I guess
hold all questions till the end because it just starts. So Munch has appeared in this character from this. We're not touching actors. Actors are not a part of this. So
just the characters.
we're just doing characters at the time. You know, like if the same actor is in whatever, that's I'm not going there yet. So Munch has appeared in several shows, including the X-Files, The Wire, and Arrested Development. Now, all the characters from Arrested Development are now sharing the same world. Rob shaking his head in disbelief.
No, because they don't do they show up in any of the other episodes, or is it just this Munch character?
Right now, we're just at Munch because then we haven't spread from anyone there. Right. Sorry, anyone, because now we got to link the X-Files to different shows because the X-Files has went on for 10 seasons, and you don't tell me.
But you're linking the entire show, or you're linking one character?
I'm linking a character who does a crossover into a show, which would then involve the entire show. Okay. Now, Munch was in Frasier, and hence Frasier and Cheers are now a part of this collective universe.
Oh, that's right, those two. See, I can buy that because a character went and did something like this. John Munch, he showed up, or David Munch, whatever, Munch.
Yeah,
he showed up. Did he do anything? Did he affect the show, or he was just in the show?
Well, no, he did a cameo, which would either means he's involved in that, probably in the X-Files one. There was an episode where probably Mulder and Scully needed help with this department, and then they teamed up to solve a case. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, they are involved, but. Basically, right now in 2016, there has been over 400 American shows connected to this universe.
That's retarded.
Because
that's just stupid.
Retarded.
No,
it gets even more intense. How is it too far fetched?
Because
it's going by the rules of crossovers.
What? This guy fucking.
But not just him. No. I'm only using him as an example. But you can see how it spreads, and they've told their friends.
But they're all in different time frames.
What time frames are you looking at?
If it's over 400 shows, they're not all in the 90s.
Yeah, I know, because it's ongoing. Because once again, once you're in it, if you make a cameo in something else, you're in that. Now
this shit is just some asshole with too much time. Fucking time, This is on the biggest productive cocaine IMDb bender, is all this is.
Well, that's
which credit for coming up with all this and being all blowed out.
I take no credit in figuring this out. This is I give full credit to sorry, I wrote their names down. Keith Gow and Ash Crow, who spent the last 15 years ongoingly connecting shows.
Go spend time with your family.
Because I have a website. That they are still ongoing with, because
I wonder how many alimonies they pay, because if they're spending 15 years doing this shit, they definitely abandoned the family. Shout out if you guys want to be sponsored. Ash Grove, whatever your name is, go ahead and contact us at the Mars.
themarspod@gmail.com if you can spare any money from your alimony checks. If you want to be on the show, I'll gladly to discuss this with Rob, because he apparently has no imagination.
No, the imagination's fine.
He could work on the imagination for making a flat Earth, but he can't listen to me go on about. I have diagrams and a website.
I believe you. Pull up. I believe you, and you will get an A for visual.
I'm not done though. I'm not even done because there's a whole other side of it.
No. I'm listening to it all, and I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just saying at this point already you get an A. But Jesus Christ, are you excited about it? And it's interesting to hear. It's too far fetched.
Now, are you ready for something that's you're just gonna say fuck off to this?
Go right ahead. Say something about Seinfeld and Star Wars.
No. So the X-Files. Are you familiar with any X-Files?
Oh, it's a show.
Have you ever heard of the Smoking Man?
No, I've heard of the Slender Man.
So the X-Files is the Smoking Man is a recurring character in the X-Files. He starts with the
Slender Man was.
Huh?
I thought that was the Slender Man.
Slender Man is like an internet made up.
Yeah, but they did, or maybe that was on the new X-Files.
Maybe. So the Smoky Man is, because he's nameless and he works for a higher good. It explains itself over the 10 seasons, but at the start. So basically, he is seen smoking he smokes cigarettes. That's why he's called smoking. He's constantly smoking, and then he smokes. So he smokes a fictional pack of cigarettes called Morley. Morley.
Morley is a fictional cigarette brand.
Yes.
That was made for TV, not to link anybody's in, because then it's linked to The Walking Dead too.
Yes. I already got to The Walking Dead. That's why I added Daryl to.
Oh, Daryl was in some bullshit too?
No, that's why I added Daryl to, or did I, when I said, what do all these people have in common?
Oh, I don't know.
So, yeah, if Morley exists, but the thing is, it's not just stops at Morley, because there's other props. Now, admittedly, the two people I mentioned, Keith and Ash, explained that if they could go back and do it again, they would only do character cameos, not product cameos. Because with the products, then it just exploded, and they said it got a bit too far, because Oceanic Airlines from Lost are also in other cameo shows. Sorry, are also made a product of other shows.
They're throwaway products made exclusively for television shows, so you don't have to go, what brand of cigarettes? Like, we're not going to pay Marlboro.
I know.
Just call it, and it's horseshit, because that means
I'm not looking at I'm not looking at the reason why it's there. I'm looking at the fact that it's there, and it can link the Smoking Man to the Walking Dead.
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
So if in any TV show that's ever existed, they've made mention to New York or California,
because Californication's in it too.
Every show is linked. Every single show. If they've mentioned California and New York, both of those exist.
No, because California and New York both can exist in.
But that's the thing. If they exist, and California's in this show and California's in that show, they're linked. Whether there's been a crossover or whatever. That's why I'm saying this is way too far fetched, and these people have wasted their time. Now, fucking what is the Dragons? What the fuck is that called? That show? With everybody had their dicks out, and there's dragons, and the shit, it's almost over, the books.
Game of Thrones?
There it is, Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is not linked into this California and New York thing.
Because it's on another planet.
Exactly, so that show wouldn't be linked. But any other show.
It's not, though. It's not on my list.
No, it's not on the list.
It's not, because there's nothing linking
it's not on the California New York list either, because it wouldn't be linked in.
So you're using geography. I'm using products.
What I'm saying is I'm not tied
in. And characters, too.
But products as well.
What about characters, though?
Okay, who, besides the Morley cigarettes that are in The Walking Dead, who else is it just product?
You mean product? I know, because products do. Let's say if there was a percentage, products would be over 50% of this theory. Yeah. And products link a lot, but characters are still going.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So because we have Pepsi and Coke here, I'm tied to Japan.
Now, do you know what's actually
Pepsi and Coke's over there?
Do you know what's real trippy though? That we're going back to Munch again. We're going back to John Munch. He did a charity or like a guest episode or something like that, like a fun episode with cops. So he's connected to the real world. Rob's still shaking his head
because it's so fucking horseshit.
Jeez, Rob.
No, it's so far. Like,
okay, pull up the image.
No, pull it up on the phone, because I don't want this to clip out.
Oh,
if I would have known that, I would have had another HDMI cable hooked up the other computer. What are we doing? Just text me the link so we can look at it together.
I will. I saved it to myself. Pause the episode.
Oh, Flash 909 started a live video. I heard one of my bosses whistling "Kiss from the Rose" the other day.
Oh,
no, that whole CD is good. Like, there's a handful of tracks that are no good, but that's a good soundtrack. See, this is just to show I like this little back and forth, because this goes to show, like, I'm not really mad. I'm not really mad at you. I'm not angry with this. I become passionate about certain things, because what would need to happen is for you to be like, look, here's why California and New York does not tie anything in. But what I'm doing is I'm passionately explaining to you, this is where I see, this is how I relate it. Like, this is what I hear you saying.
Okay.
Is because the Atlantic Ocean exists, it easily explains everything that you're touching on because they said Atlantic Ocean. Where's my text message?
I messaged you it.
I've just got beep beep Rob 6 B's. Let me turn my Wi-Fi on. But no, you didn't like the Batman Returns soundtrack?
I did love the Batman Returns soundtrack. Wait, Batman Returns or Batman Forever?
Oh, Batman Forever. Yeah.
Come on, dude.
The Method Man song, the Riddler song.
Yeah,
It's a good song. What is it? It's crosswords puzzle in the mind. Yeah. The U2 song's terrible. But no YouTube song has been good. I don't know why it's not popping it up
Give
here.
me a sec.
Oh. You gonna send it with fireworks or
No, I'm gonna send it. Oh, I should.
with confetti?
So, but okay, then
Okay, go
because the creators, so not. I don't even think this is the creators of the, because this started when it was only like two shows, not several shows.
Okay.
But they admitted if they could go back, they would take props out of their diagram and just go for characters.
And it's all tied back to Saint Elsewhere.
Yes, because he's the one who, because that episode, the last episode, the Tommy Westphal, he's the one from, apparently it's the last 5 minutes is meant to be the only real television, the only real American television, because it was outside of his imagination, the last 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Now, what you're looking at, which we'll put a link in whatever description we have here, so people can see it. Now, if you look at the connection, all the different colors and shaded spots, it has the name of what's linking them as well, like the products.
Oh, does it have the products there? I want to see.
So if you could find Lost,
Wait.
I know it's a lot to look at.
No. So we started Saint Elsewhere. So we start at a set date.
Yes.
But for some reason, we're going to tie it into the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Okay.
Which was how many years before? Like, if you can tie it in prior. But then whatever the oldest show is here, you would have to start with. Because you can't be like, because then it's all horseshit. Because then they could have seen it on TV. In one of these, like, they can see it on 50s television.
Yeah.
Then in the 90s television, they'd be like, oh, this is my buddy, Dick Van Dyke. Like, that doesn't tie it to the Dick Van Dyke Show. That's a mention.
So
now, if Dick Van Dyke showed up.
So Dick Van Dyke.
But you have all this shit, that was way before St. Elsewhere.
Yeah, they're on it. I didn't make this, so I don't know the full reasoning behind the jumps. But I did only figure out that all the different colored parts are from, so
there's so many shit ass fucking
but they're on
shows.
this for a reason.
No, I'm just like, all these shows that didn't seem to make it.
So look at the X-Files. If you go up past St. Elsewhere and to the right.
Yeah.
The X-Files obviously had a lot of cameos in other shows. And
see, just like that, with the X-Files tying into that 70s show, that 70s show would have to link out before it, because in the timeline. So you know what I mean?
So yeah.
So I mean that's. I mean I get it, but to me that doesn't work. Like, if that show is set fucking 20 years before the X-Files ever happens.
When the X-Files 80s? No, 90s.
No,
sorry.
90s. Yeah.
90s.
So if the 70s shows there's taking cross, like, there's no way, like, oh, that's the guy from the X-Files.
Well,
hasn't been made yet.
He's not. Yeah, they're not in it. But that's the 70s show is probably linked in because Marley Cigarettes is in X-Files and the 70s show. I know that for a fact.
Oh, okay.
I did my whole link. After I got into this,
Gotcha.
I went right to Marley Cigarettes.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't. I mean, it's probably an easy way to make the diagram and add on to it.
Now, do you know when it got weird for me when I had to stop? So I was looking into Marley Cigarettes and about what they've been in, and Marley Cigarettes was in a Afro Man video. So hear me out here. An Afro Man video.
So we're part of his world.
No. Wait. So There was so the Afro Man song "Because I Got High."
Right.
There was it's called the Positive Remix. He did a remix of it with different lyrics that would to help legalize marijuana through because they collaborated with an app called Weed Find or something.
Mm-hmm.
An app that you use to
yes.
Weed Maps, an online marijuana community that allows users to review and discuss cannabis strains in local dispensaries. So they did a collaboration with Afroman on a positive remix in 2014 that would help legalize marijuana. Such lyrics as "I had problems with glaucoma, but then I got high. I used to smoke cigarettes, but then I got high." And in that scene right. of the music video, a guy smoking Marley cigarettes and throws them away and starts smoking a J. So that means that the fictional character of Afroman in this music video, who's riding around on a motorized couch because he's so high and fat, man, he did not age well.
No. He can't write well either.
Is in the same world as Walter White and Fox Mulder, which blows my mind.
Yeah.
I used to take Xanax, but then I got high.
This are you on the lyrics right now?
Yeah, well, I wrote them down in my notes because I wanted to make sure I read them.
I had a problem with glaucoma, but then I got high. Okay, I smelled the cannabis aroma, and then I got high. Glaucoma getting better, and I know why. Hi. You smoke cigarettes. I'm playing basketball and jogging, and I know why. No,
because he's not smoking cigarettes. He's only smoking weed.
Jesus Christ. I used to drink beer and wine. My hangover's over. Anxiety attacks, Xanax, prescription pills.
The state made revenue because I got high. That's my favorite.
No. There's a small handful of fair points in here.
But he didn't think of it.
Oh,
it was Weed Maps who thought of it.
It's such a fuck. I've hated that song since it happened. There's actually a funny song on that. It's called "She Won't Let Me Fuck." She won't let me fuck. I really gotta bust a nut. It's like I can buy that, but it's just because it's the. I can't.
I know. I openly hate Afroman. I didn't not as much before that.
You stole John's microphone.
No, that too. Yeah. No, I worked a gig. I worked security in a bar. A lifetime ago.
Same bar. How we met? The bar we met at.
Ooh, the bar we met at. Wow. Ooh. The Rob origin story. So no. And
birthed in a fryer.
Yeah, maybe it's connected to the same universe.
I smoke cigarettes.
Right?
Maybe I stepped on a Morley.
Ooh. I was security guard there once, and he played a gig, and basically my boss was like, could you please politely go tell Afroman to stop smoking a joint on stage? And I had to go up and take it off of him. And did I it's a great story saying that I took a joint off of Afroman, but
right.
But
you're the devil.
He was so pissed, and then I had to kick everyone out. Sorry, I had to kick everyone who was smoking inside out, which was everybody. They were smoking marijuana on Afroman. Yeah, that's everybody.
See, and it's like
they were just smoking marijuana and drinking Colt 45 because of that song. Remember that song?
So much Colt 45.
Yeah.
But it's like
we had so much left over.
It's and adding to my bitterness, it's shit like that that I don't fucking get. Like the 420 thing. It's 420. Let's get high. Maybe honestly, maybe I did it a handful of times when I was smoking back in my young years.
Oh,
but to have the stickers, to write it everywhere, the fucking the song says Colt 45. Like I'm not gonna drink Colt 45 because it's not good.
It's legal. I have a feeling that because can you pull up the lyrics there again?
Yes.
There's a lyric in it about but I don't have to buy my weed off gang members or something.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you want fucking weed and you don't want to travel far enough because you're too lazy because you're high, you don't want to go get the suburban weed, whatever. These
lyrics are amazing.
Weed Maps and Normal. Afroman returns with a new spin on his biggest hit, The Immortal, Because I Got High.
It's true though. It is his biggest hit.
Yeah, well, should be his only hit. think it is. No, he came out with another. Yeah. No, I don't like the influences where people just act like.
No, but
like shit like Cinco de Mayo.
Of all the people I kicked out, there was one guy who was like, I can't believe I got kicked out at an Afroman concert while getting high because I got high. That was amazing. And I was like, fuck you, man.
That guy's a fucking idiot. Yes, I don't have to buy from gangbangers shooting craps if it's legalized. However, I'm sure in the original video, he's shooting craps.
Probably, yeah.
It's just like...
Not paying child support.
I mean, there's so many reasons why it should be legal. Like, I totally believe that it should be legal. I just don't, like...
Ask Afroman, he knows all the reasons.
He doesn't care if it's legal or not.
Yeah.
There's no fucking... Like, I bet
because it's legal or not doesn't mean you can smoke it inside. That was why I kicked so many people out. And that's
what people need to, like... Look, you're at a bar. Like, you're not at Qualcomm, or you're not at fucking... the Madison Square Garden, where they're just like, well... We can fit like 1 million people in here. I guess it's cool if a handful of people are getting high.
What's the name of that guy? We both hate him.
Sam Kinison?
Huh?
Sam Kinison?
No. He's one of Afroman's friends. He was at the gig, and we saw him at that bar once, and I was like, I hate this guy. Remember we were in that Irish bar, the Blarney Stone? With,
I don't know his name.
I don't
want to shout him out because he's a local.
I want to say he's Patrick something.
Could
but... Be. He was smoking on stage, because Afroman had his posse around him, and this is the one white guy in a sea of darker people. And I was like, hey, you can't smoke. And he was like, no, man, it's not weed. And I was like, what do you fucking do?
Worse.
Give me it. And I actually I put it out in my hand because I just did it fast enough, but I definitely felt like a badass.
Oh yeah, that's a badass move right there.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I just grabbed it and just went like that.
Definitely a badass
just
move.
Clapped it out.
I just, like, even with vaping, like, I vape. I'm happy to vape. Like, it's got me off cigarettes. Like, I feel better, blah, blah, blah.
I remember when we used to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, I used to smoke fucking multiple packs a day.
Probably, yeah. I used to always buy 2.
Yeah, at least 2, yeah. But the thing was I was buying 2 every day.
Yeah.
Not just like, I'll skip a day, I'll buy 2. No. But... I was never the guy who's like, what do you mean I can't vape in here? It's not smoke. It's like, I get it. Like,
I hate those guys.
You don't want clouds of anything.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm eating, like, I'm the kind of person, like, as long as you're not blowing it in my face, like, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Now that I haven't been smoking cigarettes, like, I prefer you not to smoke while I'm eating.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to shoot your head off. If I'm in a knowing area, like, if we're in somebody's backyard barbecuing and you're smoking, I'm not going to be like, hey, bro.
Yeah.
No. But it's like the people just, it's not cigarettes. Then the sign should say no vaping. It's like, no, fucktard. You should be smart enough to realize, like, it doesn't need to say no vaping. Like, you just don't do it here. And, like, if I'm walking down the street, like, I try to be conscious of people. I don't want people to run into my large clouds.
Yeah. No,
I try to puff smaller
clouds. You are the vapor that everyone should be.
I hope so. That's what I strive to be. I'm getting a tattoo next week.
Ooh. You are the vapor that this city needs, not the deserves.
Just getting a big V on my chest.
Yeah.
With the small cloud.
Fat clouds. Just fat clouds.
Don't be bringing my PlayStation down. You're stepping all over my cord, buddy.
Oh, sorry, bud. Sorry.
It's all right.
So, okay, you obviously hate my theory.
No.
Well, not my theory.
That's not yours.
It's the Tommy Westphal hypothesis. The Tommy Westphal universe hypothesis.
And that's the creator of it? It's not...
No, the Tommy Westfall's the name of the kid.
Oh, the St. Elsewhere kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a good name for it.
Right?
Yeah, I'll give him that.
But yes, I do believe it gets far-fetched when it comes to products because as you could see from that image I sent you, a lot of that is products. But if we were to just go characters... you can pretty much thank the character John Munch for his constant cameos, and then any cameo that, like, let's say that character, let's say he was in the X-Files. Any cameo the X-Files makes is now a part of it. Like it spiderwebs out.
And like the Kevin Smith universe.
Okay.
Like, I can buy, like, those are cross, like, all those movies are tied together because they're in the same town or they're not in the same town, but I know somebody that you have information, you share it with me, but we went to school with it, or my friend, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. But it stays, like, it's brought up, it's bounced around. But, like...
So let's say me and you go talk to one of your friends.
Mm-hmm.
For example, that's your friend making a cameo into the Rob and Matt show.
If it's my friend, then it's just, like, that's just a contained world.
Yeah.
And you're going into Joey's episode, or whatever the fuck it is. Well,
Friends is involved in this,
I'm
but yes.
sure it is. Fucking cigarette smoking in there.
I think Chandler smokes.
But I'm saying, okay, so let's just say, whatever, my boy Jim comes through.
Okay.
So he's made a cameo in our world.
Yeah.
Now, if he does an episode, with us, then yeah, now he's part of this.
Okay.
He's part of whatever this universe. But if he just comes in, we hang out, we have a couple beers, we don't throw anything down, he doesn't impact. Okay. Then he's not part of this world.
But what if
he's part of my world because he's a friend of mine?
In these cameos, these characters made an impact that affected something and then just bounced.
If you got his number and then you guys started talking or whatever, like if he became a consistent in the world,
so where do you think it stops then?
In
this theory,
I'm sure. Like, okay, so John Munch,
yeah,
everything he's touched is not tied together. To me, it's just like a joke. Like, remember this guy? Just bring him in. Real quick.
So you don't think that that Law and Order is connected to Homicide is connected to St. Elsewhere?
Oh.
Even though the same characters has been in all of them?
Not at all.
Okay. Character, not actor now.
You're telling me there's one Matt Deasy in the world.
So you're going for multiple realities now. You're playing that card.
Multiple reality? Well, they're all multiple shows.
Yes, like, but the same character has been in all of them. Not actor, character.
Okay. That doesn't tie the worlds together. It ties that character together, and he obviously has an origin point.
Mm-hmm. And it's the first show he was in.
Right, so St. Elsewhere.
No, well, actually, he was in Homicide, but yeah.
So Homicide and X. Okay, so if they do a Jetsons meets the Flintstones.
But the funny thing was he was in all of Homicide. And then they put his character in SVU for 15 seasons. He has a total of...
Okay, then like that?
He has a total of 23 seasons under his belt, this character.
Okay, then with that, just those two shows?
Yeah.
Sure, put them together. Cheers and Frasier, put them together because you took that character and did a spin-off. Frasier was obviously focused on...
How can you link Frasier with Homicide? Oh, wait, I know how.
So the guy showed up. He was passing through.
What if he wanted to arrest one of them or something?
He didn't, though, did he?
How do you? Maybe he arrested. I don't know. Maybe he arrested his dad.
Nope.
I don't know. I didn't see the episode.
Nope.
I'll watch it right now.
Just on vacation's all it is.
I'll watch it right now.
I don't like. I'll agree with you. Like that character crossing over, sure. Like he's crossed over, definitely. Are those worlds all connected now? No, because they don't make like if he goes into Breaking Bad and he's just like. Or whatever, like Walking Dead, and he's just like, well, fucking this guy. Like I knew this guy who was making meth.
This awful
and fucking Pinkman. Like if he builds them in, then sure, because that's like now that's just me saying like, I've been to Texas, like I'm a Texan now. And no, you haven't. Well, yeah, I went there, which makes me part of that world, makes me a Texan. Like no, fucking doesn't at all. But I've just been there.
But it still means that you've been to Texas, which means that Texas is in this world.
Texas exists.
Yes,
definitely it exists.
So that means that these things exist together.
But because
they're not in the same show, which is what we're calling world. You're calling a show a world.
Yeah.
But the reality is that the world's the world. So that means that there's multiple shows in this world.
Well, then
correctly over 400.
Okay, well, then in that spec, like, it shouldn't even just be a theory. It should just be common knowledge.
Well, that's the thing. It's what people have put together. And people have been adding to it for the past 15 years.
Well, because then, to me, it just seems really pointless.
Says the man who's looked up... He spent hours probably looking up... Spent hours watching videos on the flat earth.
Because it's an interesting thing.
What? This isn't?
I'm not saying... To you, it is, yes. I would never spend hours looking that up. Because it's... To me, like, you can make it such a broad... Like, you can sum it up very easily. Like, California's a part of it. They're all in the same world. Not that fucking interesting to me. because like, and now you're just making a map. Because if I want to directly tie me to Japan, I can do it because I met a different Matt who used to play bass in my band. His ex-girlfriend went to Japan, so now I'm part of the Japanese world. However, Japanese does already exist in this world because it's a place.
Yes.
But to directly tie me into that, like, as long as you follow.
But the thing is, if there was a show about us, Japan would exist because
we wouldn't set it in the fucking future where there's no Japan. Because I'm not that creative. I'm not saying you're not. But
yeah, let's make a show.
I'm not going to Lord of
the
Rings.
The only difference to our world is that there's no Japan. Hey,
like,
what's that place called? Oh, Korea? No, China. Yeah.
We'll call it Jalaparan. It's kind of like Japan, but it's Jalaparan.
What's Japan?
It's just
we wouldn't know what Japan was. Why would we say it's kind of like Japan?
Well, it would be the same. Like they would have the same features, except for instead of all of them having like black hair, it would all just be like shiny blue, and they would have 2 different color eyes, and they would all be obese.
It's getting out of hand.
I'm just saying, like that's my created world.
I'm pulling the plug on my theory.
Nobody's tied to it.
There'll be no cameos.
I live in it.
If I had if we ever make our own show, we were not allowed to have any cameos because we're not be a part of this.
Me and the Rugrats, who never really existed, live in this world of Japlaran.
Yeah.
We have TV too, though. Original programming.
Yeah, we'll make our own products.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're not part of the world.
Oh, sorry.
It's just me and the non-existing Rugrats.
Oh, sorry about
in
that.
Japlaran.
Yeah, well.
Okay, look at that.
Yeah.
Write a book of that, RR token. No.
All right. We'll call it at that then.
Well, but this is it. Like, I don't like you getting all upset with me.
I'm not all upset with you.
Because you could sit here and try to debunk my theory, too.
I didn't. I sat there politely and listened. There's recorded proof.
I understand that. But then it makes me sound like I'm just rambling.
I'm grudgingly eating popcorn now because I know you're going to get mad at the sound of over the mic.
No, because I'll just cut the shit out. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I have to cut a lot of your shit out because you make random noises. Because you kick the table all the time.
Yeah.
And the way you put your drink. Well, I'm glad you used the table. I appreciate that. But, yeah. So, those are our theories.
Professional show.
That's shit.
Please email in anything to add to our theories, or basically any ammunition you can give me to defeat the tyrant Rob.
Definitely. It's not even defeating me. It wouldn't defeat me because I'm a grown-ass man with my grown-ass opinions. Yeah. No matter how childish they are.
Yeah, on Powerpuff Girls.
I love it. It's a good show. Quality show.
And the Rugrats.
Quality show.
There was some heavy Rugrat theories, though. I'm not going to lie.
Heavy what?
There was like, it's all in...
Oh, the Rugrats?
Yeah.
Yeah, check. Yeah,
look into that a little bit. That's weird.
Rocko's Modern Life was weird, too.
I never got that into the show. I did enjoy it whenever I watched it, but I never got that into it.
It's supposed to be just like this huge sexville, but whatever. That's for another day.
That's for another night. Right. We'll call this one. Any questions or concerns? Type in. Send us a letter. P.O. Box.
P.O. Box. The Mars.
At Gmail. The MarsPod at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Love to hear from anybody.
We would.
When are we putting these up?
I gotta finish editing them. I gotta edit this one. I'm having a lot of problems with the earlier ones.
Okay.
Just
clip
them out.
Just cut them.
So the ones where we started splitting mics.
Yeah.
So it'd probably cut what we have in half.
Fair enough.
But I mean, I think it'll still.
We'll just get some bonus content.
There you go.
Yeah.
Get
so what you want to do next week?
I don't know. Discuss it off air.
Okay.
Figure out if we're gonna do, because if we're not gonna do movies again, whatever. Like, I don't like tying ourselves to anything.
Yeah, me neither. All right. Well, toodaloo.
Mm-hmm.
Catch you all next time. Cheers.
TTFN.
PPG.
Love the PPG. The TT.